When I can't sleep, I come here. The sand, the sky, the water, the waves. They calm me. Is there anywhere more beautiful? Any sounds more peaceful? When I come here, I never want to leave. Neither does my dog. My story. A long time ago, believe it or not, I was a top pitching prospect in the '86 Major League Draft. A couple cups of coffee and one Tommy John surgery later, my own personal soap opera began. My life was baseball, and when that ended, I wandered for years. City to city, job to job, drink to drink. This is where I hit rock bottom, right here on this spot. And like it sometimes happens, I found something here, or someone. I got my doctorate of divinity, learned to surf, and I became the counselor at a little place I call The Last Stop. Seems I have a gift to help people others can't, which is strange, because I don't really get along with people most of the time.
Did you not hear what the question was?
I'm the one who's not listening.
Oh, give me a break.
It is the same old story, except that it used to have a lot more love in it,
really?
Rob.
Oh, really? You never understood what I'm going through, all right?
Well, you know what? The first thing he asked is why you haven't been home for the last 4 nights.
You're wasting time.
I'm not wasting time. This is entirely irrelevant.
Home?
It's about money, like everything.
Shut up!
But he could have got...
Jessica?
I can't believe I'm the one under the microscope.
You're not.
Give it up, Doc. She's combative about everything.
Rob.
No, it's like, same story, nothing new.
I am so not the reason we are in therapy.
Just the reason we'll never leave.
What is that supposed to mean?
What it means? No, at least I'm trying to answer all the questions honestly. She's not.
What? Yes, I am. This is not difficult. There's no big mystery here, Rob. You lost your job.
Ta-da! What'd I tell you? Broken record. The thing is, Doc, this is not about me losing my job. The reason we're here, it's much more than that, and she knows it.
You know, it's much more than that. It's about our home. We lost our home. The bank foreclosed on our house.
I love being mean.
We had 24 hours to pack our entire house into 2 cars and leave, all while neighbors watched and speculated. It was humiliating.
I'll never forget that. Okay, Doc? Well, you'll never let us forget that. But let's deal with the real reason we're here, all right? The house, the job, I can get all that back.
You've been saying that for 2 years, Rob. 2 very long years. It is done. The damage is done.
This is what I'm dealing with. You honestly don't think we can get our lives back on track?
How, Rob? Our credit is maxed. Our home is gone. We're renting an apartment and you can't find a job. So no, to answer your question. The answer is no, and I'm scared.
Well, I'm scared too. Did you ever stop and think about that?
You don't.
Did you ever stop and think about that? No. We can't give up. We can't... No, that would mean...
What, Rob? What would that mean?
No, she's like this all the time, Doc. If things don't fall in line perfect financially, she automatically questions your relationship. It's not fair.
No, what is not fair is you being unemployed for 2 years.
That's not constructive.
Wait, this is constructive?
I'm going crazy. I can't believe this. No matter what I say, no matter what I do, we always end up here. Nowhere.
Right,
I'm going nowhere. It's like
enough! Both of you, please. Unbelievable. You think this is the best you can do? After 4 months, this is the 2 of you trying to work something out? Well, that's good. At least. So where were we?
I'm crazy. I'm a rat. Take your pick.
How's Billy?
He knows something's wrong.
He doesn't know you're not working?
No, of course not. It would crush him. It'd embarrass him.
He's 8, right?
We just decided to wait and see what happened. Just didn't think I'd be out of work this long.
Neither did I.
Well, it might not be a bad idea if you told him what Daddy and Mommy are struggling.
He's such a good kid.
Yeah, well, just talk to him. You'll be surprised. Rob, I want to go back to something you mentioned last week. You said something about changing course. What did that mean? Rob?
Well, when Jess and I got engaged, I went to work for my dad at the dealership, stopped going to school.
And what did you promise me? What, Rob? He promised me that after we were married, he would go back and finish school. He only had 3 semesters left. It would have been so easy, and it was important to me. And he never did. He loved his cars, billboards, and the really brilliant commercials he did with his dad. But over the years, if ever I asked him about going back to school, he treated me like it was none of my business.
All right, I see how important it was, how important it is. If I could go back and get it, I would.
Why can't you?
It's a little late for that now, don't you think?
Why is it too late?
It just is. The time has passed. We can't turn back the clock and go back now. We have Billy. Rob needs to go to work and not go to school.
It's true. She begged me to go back to school to get my degree, and I didn't.
Why not?
I don't know, it just seemed important at the time, the right decision. We were getting married, we needed the money, good money.
No, I get that. Yeah, but you promised Jessica that you'd go back to school, Rob, and you just don't. You gave your wife your word. This goes back to what we've been talking about and talking about and talking about in here. This is about submitting to each other in every aspect of your lives. Marriage merges people in a way that there's almost nothing that can affect one partner without affecting the other one. This was very important to Jessica. It still is important to her, and you just blew it off. It's a good chance she was right, you know? It's pretty hard to get a good job without a college degree right now. Yes? I don't know what to tell you guys. You know, you've been at a crossroads here for weeks. You either want to heal this relationship or you don't. And it's up to you. But frankly, I'm getting a little bored, you know? Have you ever surfed? Neither one of you? It's just right out there. You never even wanted to try it? Well, you should. Clears your head. I found God in the barrel of a big winter swell. No joke. Did you at least do your homework?
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Right. Why not?
No reason, I just didn't do it.
Yeah, well, surprise, surprise. Rob, start with verse 25. Read it slowly. I want both of you to focus on the idea of oneness.
Husbands, love your wives just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her to make her holy. Husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself, and the wife must respect the husband.
He has not loved me like that at all.
Verse 22.
Wives, submit to your husbands as to the Lord. For the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church, his body of which he is the Savior. Now as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit to their husbands in everything. Submit, submit. Submitting to my husband put me in a one-bedroom apartment at 35 years old, unable to provide for my child and embarrassed to tell my parents, and all of which could have been avoided if you would have just listened to me.
And that's that.
I don't know. But I'm not responsible for what happened here.
All right, let's say that I agree, Jessica. You're not responsible. It's all Rob's fault. The house, the cars, the money, his bad, all of it. When are you going to forgive him?
No matter what I say, no matter what I do, she just sits here and digs her heels in deeper and deeper. Well, guess what, honey? You think you've given me 1/10 the amount of respect that verse calls out for?
What are you even talking about now?
Come on, Jess. I know I've let you down. I'm addressing that. Jess, you know what I'm talking about.
No, I seriously don't know.
Explain it to me, Rob.
Can't. No, I can, but I won't. I need Jess to say it. Fine. Fine. You know, all I wanted was just for her to give me one just iota of credit for me being able to put a roof over our heads and provide us a good life. But nothing. In her eyes, I went to work for my family at the dealership and didn't amount to anything. It's so obvious that whatever I accomplished at the dealership meant nothing to her. And then, when the dealership tanked, she looked at me like, I told you so. My family lost everything. Everything. You dismissed everything I've done for years.
You could have done so much more. There's more out there than cars.
And you're not listening to me, Jess. I liked what I did. I was good at it. I provided us a good life, a life you seem to miss these days.
You knew something like this could happen, and it did.
My whole life has been about cars. I mean, I practically grew up at the dealership. Some of my earliest memories, when I was a kid, I'd dress up, put on my suit and tie, and go down and I'd try to sell my dad a car.
There is no security in that world, obviously, Rob. We discussed this when we got engaged. I knew it. I told him that. But he didn't listen to me, and so here we are.
But you're so contemptuous about it, Jessica. People need cars. And an honest car dealer, no offense, Rob, is hard to find. Why can't you respect that?
What are we talking about here? Whether I did or whether I didn't has nothing to do with why we're here. The point is his decision not to finish school was short-sighted.
Well, I couldn't predict the economy. Nobody thought people would stop buying cars. I made a mistake. I admit it.
You wouldn't be in this position in the first place if you had finished school and gone into a traditional profession. I mean, what now? We have a child.
Look, I see this all the time. Partners start to blame each other, and they put their whole marriage at risk over just circumstantial things
No, you're misinterpreting. That's not what we're doing. I just never realized it would be like this.
Like what?
A constant struggle every month. Balancing bills. Falling further and further behind.
You didn't think that life could be this way for you?
I know how it sounds, but no, I didn't.
Huh. You know, I've just realized, Jessica, that I've never seen you smile. You have so much. You have a husband that loves you, a healthy kid, a roof over your head. What do you want?
I want things to be easier. Okay, I just want things to be easier.
I want things to be easier, too. Geez, I want her life back. I want her house back. I'm doing what I can to deal with that. I need some support and a little more time.
I know you're trying, Rob, but
But what? You're my wife. My partner. I feel alone. I feel like this is my problem, not ours.
Why we're here, why we've been here, the two of you have to stop blaming each other if you want to save this thing.
I just don't see a way past this.
Really?
Really?
Then I don't think you have a prayer of staying married.
What?
You're wasting our time. Jessica, you're wasting my time if you can't even entertain the idea of forgiving your husband. We should just call it right here.
And we are paying you for this. Well, maybe I should just leave.
If that's what you want to do, there's the door.
I'm not gonna take this from a guy who's not even married. I mean, that is true, isn't it? Everything that you say to us, the ease of it, the simplicity of it all, it is so obvious you've never been married.
We're not discussing me, Jessica.
You don't get it. You can't understand a thing we're going through.
Doc.
Stop, Jessica. You're right. I'm not married. I never have been married. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. But I know where to look for help.
Jess, please, don't quit on us. Don't leave. I can't do this by myself. I need you with me on this.
Those who marry will face many troubles in life. It says so right here in this book. What's happening to you, the money problems, the job. It may not seem divine, but God has a plan, Jessica. And when you turn on each other and start blaming each other, what you're really doing is turning on God and His sovereignty.
I wanted him to hurt like I've been hurting.
And what are we doing here, Jessica? Tell me, tell Rob. You keep coming back week after week, but you won't open up. You won't
I
let
don't
go.
know. I just...
Answer the question, please. End this misery.
Because I love him. That's why. He is the only man I have ever loved. I love you so much.
Read this, please. Out loud.
It's the verse from earlier.
Read the verse before that one.
Submit to one another out of reverence for Christ.
Again, please.
Submit to one another out of reverence for Christ.
It's clear that you love Rob and that Rob loves you. But do you love Jesus Christ?
Yes.
The foundation of your relationship has to be your love for Christ. Plain and simple. At all times, no matter what.
I feel like this is becoming all about me and my stuff.
Rob has plenty of his own stuff, trust me.
I got plenty of stuff.
All insufficient, Jessica. None of us has all of the answers. That's why we've been given this book.
Jess, I just want to feel like I'm enough in this marriage. And if I mess up, you just won't be so harsh with me. I mean, I'm gonna mess up. Just find a way to forgive me.
You're gonna disappoint each other again and again and again. It's marriage, it's hard, but you know that. This is a gift. Never forget that you were made carefully for one another.
I've just been so scared about the money, Rob.
You had a right to. But listen, we can turn this around.
I felt so distant from God for so long.
A successful marriage has to have God at its center, or so I've been told.
Sorry about that.
I was honest. The book has all the answers. It always has, and it always will.
I don't want to come back here for a long time, okay?
I'll see you next week. Let's wrap this up. Lord, be with this couple as they go out into the world. They're fighters, but they need to understand what you want for their lives and for this marriage. With you at their center, all things are possible. It's in your name that we always pray. Amen.
Yeah, that works for me.
Get out of here.
See you next week.
Cecilia, tell Andy that I'm going to be a few minutes late. I need a moment.
Well, you've got it. He canceled again. You have a 3-hour break. Next up is Miss Summers at 4.
You know where to find me. I don't know how, but somehow I managed to keep on helping people. How did John the Baptist never have any doubts, sitting there in his cave eating bugs for dinner? Didn't he ever wonder once, maybe I'm just another crazy guy howling in the desert? I'm trying, Lord. Anytime you'd like to clear things up a little bit, I'm right here.